Okay. Let's check here the homework. We are 11 right now. Okay, Abdurrahman Aus, thank you for your homework. Khalid, what is your homework? Khalid. Khalid Abu Daya. Mahdi. Nidal. I think you sent the homework already. Omar Abu Zahra.
Yes, mister, I sent it.
طيب Omar Isan. The homework, please. Thank you, Rami. Yes. The one that his number ends with 70570. What's your name? Rafi? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Omar Hussam. The homework, please. Yes. طيب. Let me ask here Abdurrahman Aus to solve the first question. Yes, Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman Aus. Abdurrahman. Yes, Abdurrahman. Your Zoom is crashing. Okay. طيب عمر أبو زهرة.
Yes, mister.
solve كده.
Okay, mister. Mister, as we said yesterday, mister.
Yeah.
1 minus cosine 4x. Here,
Cos
2 sine square 2x.
The numerator is sine squared 2x equals equals what? Yes, equals half minus minus 1/2 cosine double the angle. So it's 4x. Okay, multiply it all by 2.
Yes, أنا هيك عملت.
Multiply all the equation by 2. Gives here 2 sine squared 2x
over. مستر فشل في.
Yes, equals 1 minus 1 cosine 4x. 1 minute, please. Yeah, Omar, complete.
Yes, mister. أنا مستر تحت اللي 1 plus cosine 4x. هو مستر 2 cosine square 2x أتوقع. عشان بلس.
Yes, Omar.
Yes, mister. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, mister تحت اللي 1 plus cosine 4x أتوقع بتكون 2 cosine square 2x عشان هي بلس مستر.
Yes, we have 2 cosine squared
square
2x, which is equal to 1 plus cosine
1 plus cosine
x.
4x.
Then replace it.
اوكي
Replace
صار
numerator.
2 sine square 2x.
We will replace, guys, in the numerator 1 minus cosine 4x, 1 minus cosine 4x by its value, which is 2 sine squared 2x over
2 cosine square 2x.
2 what?
Cosine
Cosine squared
square
2x
2x.
dx. Okay, and the next step, cancel out the 2's. Sine squared over cosine squared is sine over cosine.
10
It's 10 squared 2x dx. Now it's equal to
مستر شو التاني لها انتجرال مستر؟
لا بس we can use trigonometric identity. ناخد tan squared. We know that tan squared theta plus 1 equals sec squared the angle. Okay, so we can replace tan squared. We can use this fact tan squared theta plus 1 equals sec squared theta. So we can replace tan squared to theta by what now? By 6 squared theta minus
squared minus 1. اوكي مستر فبتصير equal tan x
the integral of
x
sec squared
tan
is
x
tan x
minus x plus c.
plus c. That's it. So this is your final answer. Okay. Any question? So also we used here this fact that tan squared. Yes, Abdurrahman.
Yeah, I'm back. Okay. خلاص ظبط.
Nice. I will check your answer here. Check your homework. First question is the answer is 10x minus x plus c. So the first question. Please, guys, send the homework regularly before the periods start.
مستر أنا
Okay, Mahdi, thank you.
أنا طلعت معايا tan 2x over 2 minus x plus c نفس الشيء ولا غير؟
ما هي tan 2x. It's tan 2x because here it's tan squared 2x. So it's secant squared 2x 6 squared 2x Mr. Abu Zahra. Okay. It's here 2x and فوق كانت 2x.
فبتعملها over 2 عشان ال
and now over what? صحيح over 2. So it's 1/2. Thank you. Tan 2x minus x plus c. So alhamdulillah that you are back. Okay. Yes, help. Yeah, guys, here's the final answer. It's 1/2 because it's tan squared theta only. If it's tan squared 2 theta plus 1 equals 6 squared 2 theta. Okay. So it's 2. يعني 6 squared 2x. طبعا الانتجرال تبع 6 squared 2x is tan 2x over 2. Tan 2x over 2. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Abdurrahman.
Yes, Mr. Okay.
Okay, guys, do you have any question here?
No.
Move on to the next question. Who did it, guys? Yes, Rafi. Question number 2 in the homework for yesterday.
I solve?
Yeah. We have sec x plus 10x squared dx.
Sec 2 squared x.
We have to expand first, right?
Yes, we have to
sec squared x plus 2 sec x tan x tan squared x.
Yes, plus what? 2 sec x tan x.
Squared x.
Plus tan squared x. This for dx. Yeah, based on this fact, a plus b all squared equal a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Yes. Then find the integral of each one.
Yes.
Tan x plus 6x.
What? Cannot hear you.
Tan x plus 6x.
Yes, tan x is the integral of sec squared x. Integral of sec tan.
Sec.
Yes, is
X.
sec. The integral of sec tan is sec, and the two stay the same.
2 sec, yes.
And now the integral of what? Of tan squared x. There is no direct rule for tan squared. So we have to replace it with the trig identity. Cannot hear you, mister. Fix your mic.
رافي صوتك بعيد.
Tan x plus 6x plus tan x.
We know that tan squared x plus 1 equal sec squared x from the identities. Okay, this is an identity. So we can use here, we can replace tan squared x by sec squared x minus 1. Minus what? Minus 1. I'm going to replace tan squared x, replace it by what? Sec squared
minus 1.
Here is the same, tan x plus 2 sec x, and the integral of sec squared x is tan x, and the integral of minus 1 is negative
x, okay.
plus
c.
Yeah, negative x plus the c. Okay, here is the answer, guys. This is the final answer.
مستر بس مش ممكن مستر نعمل tan x plus tan x to tan x.
What?
tan x plus tan x مش ممكن نعملها to tan x.
Here يعني to tan x in final. Yes, you can. You can write
Yes,
it
then
as
take
2 and then
common factor.
tan x and the tan x and tan x. We have 2 sec x, but take 2 common factor, so it's 2 into tan x plus sec x, okay, minus x outside plus the c. Yeah, it's also correct.
Mister, can I do the next one?
Okay.
اللي هي cosine 4x minus sine 4x.
Yeah. Okay, you will do it, but let our friends to copy here the answer or take a screenshot. We expanded first, guys. Then we found the integral of sec squared, which is 10. The integral of 2 sec 10 is sec, is 2 sec. And the integral of tan squared. مالها rule فاشتغلنا عليها identity. We replaced the tan squared x by sec squared x minus 1. With the integral again of sec squared is tan x. The integral of 1 is x. Final step, I added tan x and tan x to tan x plus 2 sec x. أخذنا 2 common factor, and inside parentheses we have tan x plus sec x minus x plus c. Next question, the law question number 3 in your homework, guys, yesterday.
Yes.
Yes, Abdurrahman. We have the integral of cosine 4x minus sine 4x.
Mr. First, I think we must expand.
Yes, we must expand first.
Yes. So it becomes cosine squared 4x.
Becomes what? The integral of
cosine squared 4x.
1 minute, please.
Okay.
Gonna be what?
We want to expand, Mr. now.
طيب expand.
Yes,
so it's what?
Cosine squared 4x
cosine squared 4x. First by
minus
second by 2.
yes 2 cosine 4x times sine 4x plus sine square 4x.
Yes.
Okay. مستر بالنسبة للفيرست term والثيرد term we can use the rule you gave us yesterday.
طب ليه؟ ما cosine squared 4x plus sine squared 4x is 1.
4x equal 1. Okay.
Using Pythagorean identity.
Yes. معلش ما انتبهتش. يبقى okay 1 minus 2 cosine 4x sine 4x.
Sine 4x dx. Yes.
مستر مش دي اللي بالنص ليها علاقة بالدبل انجل.
Excellent.
Yes,
This one, yes.
it is the double angle of the sine identity.
Yes, this part. Okay, guys.
Yes.
2 cosine sine أو 2 sine cosine. طبعا you studied this identity before, which is sine 2x equal 2 sine x cosine x.
Sine x, yes, exactly.
But
here we have double the angle.
We have two مثلا cosine 4x معك انت sine 4x, right? So
yes.
when here 4, so the angle should be double.
Double
sine 8x. Yes.
عشان s تكون هي half. Okay. 1 minus sine 8x. Okay, now it's very simple. Want to do integration here, it will be cosine 8x over 8 بس خلاص. plus x اللي هي ال 1.
Yes, x first, بعدين the integral of sine is negative cosine 8x over all 8 plus the c. I'll write it x plus 1 over 8 cosine 8x plus what? Plus c.
Yes.
Okay, Walid. Maher?
Mr.
No problem, Walid. Thank you.
Mr.
Yes, Mr. Omar.
Mr. معلش ما فهمته Mr.
Yeah, first step we expanded first.
Okay.
By using a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. The squaring of the first cosine squared of 4x. The squaring of the last sine squared of 4x. In the middle always 2 first by second. 2 the first زي ما هو second زي ما هو. Cosine squared 4x plus sine squared 4x is 1. And we dropped down negative 2 cosine 4x sine 4x. This one أو this term اللي هو 2 cosine 4x sine 4x لو تتذكر عندك الساين دبل انجل ساين 2x from the identities 2 sine cosine. فلو عملنا comparing مع الكويستشن اللي معنا هنا we have 2 sine 4x cosine 4x because the angle is 4x هنا يبقى أكيد هنا double 8. So I replace the 2 cosine 4x sine 4x by sine 8x وintegrate عادي. Integral of 1 is x. Integral of sine 8x is negative cosine 8x over 8.
Okay.
Negative, positive, and this is your final answer.
Okay. بس دقيقة عشان بحله وبعدين نروح على الصفحة الثانية.
Okay. So guys, if you'd like to write or to take a screenshot, take your time.
yeah. Okay.
يلا شباب.
اوكي مستر خلاص I finished.
Okay. Next page. The last question in your homework for us today, guys, اللي هو احنا سميناه question number 4. The integral of cosine 3x times sine 4x. Yes, هنا how to convert the product to sum. How to convert the product to sum.
لازم
Yes.
مستر نخليه sum.
We have to convert the product to what? To sum. So from the rules, we know that sine A, we have to write the rules all. Sine A, sine B equals 1/2 into, yes or no, guys? Product to sum. Product to sum. Formula. Yes, طبعا it's hard, a little bit hard, guys, so it's write with me here these formulas or these identities. It's important to convert the product to sum. أنا عندي دلوقتي sin A, sin B. It's not related to the question. I'm gonna write the formulas all here at the right of this page. Sin equals yes half and then cosine yes. دايما نقول ايه when it's sin تكون inside cosine بس cosine the sum cosine A plus B yes minus
مش مستر
cosine
ايوه
the difference.
I remember it. مش هي ساين مثلا لو كان في عندك ساين A كوساين B، مش هي ساين A plus B plus ساين A plus B over 2 ولا لا؟
The same. Yes, but 1/2 means over 2. Okay, طب if it's a sine and then cosine خلي بالك
مش هدول أخذناهم
الترتيب
السنة
مهم.
الماضية.
Yes اللي هو how to convert the product to sum. Yes.
Sum, yes.
You have now 1/2 when sine is first يبقى 1/2 then sine the sum A plus B. Okay, then plus sine the difference A minus B. Okay. طيب if cosine comes first يعني لو جالك مثلا زي السؤال اللي معانا الآن اللي هو cosine an angle A and then sine B such that A is the first angle and B is the second angle طبعا. So it's half and then sine A plus B sine the sum sine عملهم plus بعدين again sine the difference sine A minus B. اوكي the last one طبعا او اخر احتمال ان تيجي مين الاول؟ قلنا ساين كوساين كوساين ساين
مستر الساين هنا بوزيتيف I guess صح؟ اللي بالنص.
the third one
Yes.
كوساين ساين لا it's negative.
أيوه. متأكد؟
Yes. Cosine A, if it's a cosine A, cosine B, yes, I'm sure. Which is
Okay.
1/2 and then when it's a cosine will be also cosine inside. يبقى cosine A plus B and then plus cosine the difference A minus B. All these identities for converting the product to sum.
مستر
And we will not use, guys, sum to product. You have to know only product to sum. Yes,
مستر بس معلش مستر
yes.
هلا why should we change مستر the product
Product
to
yes.
sum؟ ما مستر بس في كثير أسئلة حليناهم قبل ما غيرنا.
وين؟
زي مثلا في كان question قبل مش اليوم يعني قبل مثلا في question integral
Yes.
of x cubed times root x هذا
X.
حليناه مستر بدون ما نغير خليناه product.
Yeah, it's x cube. Right?
لا مستر أنا قصدي قبل
Not trig. It's not trig functions يعني.
إذا trig مستر نغير.
Yes, كان عندك مثلا x cubed radical x. فعادي you can multiply أو add exponents.
اوكي.
بس ما عملت على المultiply rule يعني ما قلتش إن في rule to do this question using a product rule مثلا أو حاجة.
اوكي ماشي.
You did it as x cubed and x to the power of half.
half.
And then we added the exponents. Okay, 7/2 وكملنا السؤال عادي. with the
Okay.
same steps. But here it's a trig functions. You have to convert the product to sum. And if you have any question, also including any quotient, يعني في fraction, you have to convert this fraction also to sum or difference. So in this question, we have cosine first and sine and next sine. تفرق مستر؟ طبعا. That's why we have 4 rules. فاجي اشوف فين الكوساين ساين. الكوساين ساين here, this one, cosine A sine B. So I have to use this formula. 1/2, get it outside the integral sign. You have what, guys? Yeah, sine the sum, sine minus sine the difference. So the first one will be sine the sum of these two angles. So it becomes 7x. Okay, minus هنا في الرول أصلا minus, and then sine again the difference. The difference of 3x minus 4x gives a negative x dx. So it's 1/2. The integral of sine is negative cosine the same angle over 7. Okay, and the half also is multiplied by the second term. Take care, guys, that the half is multiplied by the second term عشان ما تنساش. يبقى 1/2 here. And if you remember, guys, in the sine is odd function. The sine is odd function. So sine negative x is this equal to what? لما اقول في عندي odd function
Negative sine
negative
x.
sine x على طول.
Yes.
هذا from the definition of odd functions. Sine negative x equal negative sine x. So negative sine x and you have negative outside برا هنا becomes positive sine x. And the integral of sine again is negative cosine x plus c. It's positive sine x and its integral is negative sine x. So your answer is 1/2 negative 1/14, 7 times 2, 14, negative 1/14 cosine 7x minus again 1/2 cosine x plus what? Plus the c. Your final answer is like this. Okay, so especially in this question, we used the third identity, cosine, sine. حسب السؤال, cosine first and then sine. Half the sine the sum, sine the difference. Half sine the sum minus sine the difference. And the next question, the final answer, وده كان last question in your homework. Also, this question, guys, correctly. يعني Mahdi, you wrote 14 overall. No, the 14 is not for all. The 14, negative 14, negative 1/14 cosine 7x.
It's for the okay.
بعدين
I'll
عندك
correct it.
ايوه بعدين 1/2 cosine x. خلي بالك من ال 14.
Okay, thank you.
بس على فكرة no, leave it, because if you divided 7 by 14 gives a half also, and it's correct. And your way in writing the final answer is also correct. You can write it عادي زي ما أنا كاتبها على السكرين, or you can leave it as you wrote it. It's correct. بس أنت حطيت the same denominator 14, no problem. And your previous question, yes, correct also. Yes. Correct. Yes. Correct. Yes, and your homework is all correct. But I would like you to justify your steps here. Write the steps as possible as you can. Okay?
I'll write it and send it to you.
Yes, yes. Because I have only here the final answers. The first question, all answers are correct, but you just wrote here the final answer for all our homework. Okay, so please justify your steps. This is for Mahdi. Okay. This is for ايه؟ طيب وليد ماهر.
Yes, Mr.
Okay. The first question, you have it correct, 2 into 10. Yes. And the second, yes. But also justify your steps. يعني. Okay, thank you. Yes, Rafi. Thank you. Okay. طيب. Omar Husam, Omar Isam, you should send the answer of the homework right now. Okay. Rami, thank you. Walid Mahir, طيب. Khalid also, you should send the homework. طيب. Next question, we have the integral of sine 6x, sine 4x. Yes, we have to. Who can solve this question, guys? Yes. Nidal Uthman. Which identity we're gonna use here? We have to convert this product to what?
Mister, can I do it or?
To sum. Yes, yeah. So
yes,
which
we will
property?
use the identity اللي هي half cosine A plus B minus cosine A minus B.
Yes, we have what? Sine. Yes, so where is sine? The first one.
First one, yeah.
Which is cosine, and the first the sum, and the second the difference in between them minus. Type. يعني write the formula first, 1/2 the integral of.
Yes, 1/2 the integral of cosine A minus B اللي هي
A minus or plus. And the
بس
sum
في
of
واحدة
these two
minus
angles.
واحدة plus.
Yeah, the first is plus.
Okay,
First
no problem.
plus.
10x.
And the second.
Minus.
Second what? Minus.
Is minus. Okay. Cosine 2x.
Right.
Okay. Now we do normal integration, صح؟ يعني.
Yes, the integral of cosine.
Sine.
1 over 10 sine.
Huh?
Sine 10x over 10.
Yes, correct. 10x and this all over 10, right? And then minus
sine 2x over 2.
2x over 2.
2 plus c.
Plus c, yes.
أتوقع بتقدر يا مستر تعملها simplify أكتر.
Yes, we can. يلا, the last step.
Okay, طيب خلينا we make the same
distributive property.
Distributive, okay.
1/2 times 1 over 10 is 1 over
20.
Yes, sine what?
Sine 10x minus 1 over 4 sine 2x.
Sine 2x, bravo.
Plus c.
Plus c. Thank you.
You're
the
welcome.
Final answer. Okay, thank you, Abdurrahman.
You're welcome, Mr.
Any question, guys, here? So you should change the product to sum. And the identity we used here, that sine A, sine B is equal to 1/2 into cosine the sum of these two angles, A plus B, minus cosine the difference, A minus B. So this is the identity we used. Yes, Walid.
As for the identities, we must memorize them, right?
No. All identities, you can print the identities out and you have to use them only.
Okay.
Don't memorize
the
identities. Use the identities. Next question. Yes, Mr. Walid. We have cosine. How to solve this question? Young.
We use one of the identities.
What's the identity here? Cosine. So cosine A, cosine B is equal to
B.
Yeah, the last one. Cosine A, cosine B.
Half cosine A plus B plus cosine A minus B.
يعني cosine inside and first. Okay. نروح معايا هنا على question.
1/2 cosine 10x.
Cosine the sum A plus B.
Yes. Plus cosine negative 4x.
A minus B. Equal what? Negative 1/2. يلا.
Cosine 10x.
cosine 10x, right?
plus cosine negative 4x.
Cosine what? Negative 4x.
Negative 4x
Yes.
dx.
Mm. 1/2 and then
Yes, cosine 10x.
its integral is what?
10x squared over 2, Mister.
It's what? Sine, right?
Sine, sorry,
10x over 10.
10.
Yes.
Sorry.
This one here, cosine negative 4x, still the same.
Yes,
Still the
sine
same.
negative
Yeah,
4.
cosine 4x, since cosine is even
Negative
function.
4. Yes.
Stay the same. Cosine 4x. So what? Even. فبتفضل زي ما هي. Cosine negative 4x is cosine 4x. Its integral is what يا مستر وليد?
Sine 4x over 4.
Sine what? 4x
4x over 4.
Yes, plus what?
C.
Plus c. And the final step, don't forget to multiply the half inside. 1 over
Yes.
20.
Yes, 1 over 20. Sine 10x. بس هاي الستيب أنا ما فهمتهاش آخر مرة. Can you explain it?
The last step,
الهاف
yes.
بشو بضربه؟ Yes.
بall, because it's outside.
بضرب الهاف denominator. أوكي تمام.
الهاف denominator.
يبقى 1 over 20 sin x plus 1 over 8 sin 4x.
Sin 4x.
Plus c.
Yes, plus the c.
مستر
Yes,
مستر انا ما فهمت مستر هي تاعت الكوساين نيجاتيف 4 اكس.
Cosine negative 4x.
ايوه هي هي.
Yeah, like this one we did. We said sine negative x. Sine negative x. Sine is what? Odd function, and the even functions only are cosine and sec. So when the function is odd, from the definition of the odd functions, f of negative x equals what? Negative f of x. So sine negative x gives a negative sine x. Okay? But here the cosine is even function. So f of negative x equals f of x. Yeah, so cosine negative 4x is the same as a cosine x, which تشتغل عادي. Okay, so this is the final answer, and thank you guys. And I hope you understood everything. Any questions? Thank you.
No, Mr. Thank you.
And goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.
Wassalam.